Hi, my name is Arjun. In this video, I will talk about the basics of artificial intelligence technology and how AI, machine learning, deep learning, and data science are related to each other. What is artificial intelligence? There are a lot of confused ideas about this, but a very simple answer is artificial intelligence is a software that writes itself. It writes its own update, it renews itself. But today, there is a lot of excitement and a lot of unnecessary hype about AI. One of the reasons for this is because AI is actually two separate ideas. Almost all the progress we are seeing in this AI today is artificial narrow intelligence. These are AIs that do one thing, such as a smart speaker or a self-driving car do. These AIs can be incredibly good at a specific task. But AI also refers to another concept called AGI or artificial general intelligence. This is the goal to build an AI. They can do anything a human can do, or may even be super intelligent and do even more things than any human can do. Both of these are very important. AGI is an exciting goal for researchers to work on, but it will take a lot of technological breakthroughs before we can get there. Machine learning. Machine learning is an application of artificial intelligence that provides system the ability to automatically learn and improve from experience without being explicitly programmed. There are a number of different ways a machine can learn. The most commonly used type of machine learning is a type of AI that learns A to B or input to output mappings. This is called supervised learning. Let's see some examples. If the input is an email and the output is spam or not spam, then this is the core piece of AI used to build a spam filter. If the input is an audio clip and the AI's job is to output the text, then it is used in speech recognition. And if the input is English and output is Chinese or Spanish or something else, it is machine translation. Another important field of machine learning is advertising. Almost all large online ad platforms have a piece of AI that inputs some information about an ad and some information about you and tries to figure out will you click on this ad or not. By showing you the ads you are most likely to click on, this turns out to be very profitable. It has a huge economic impact today. And other applications include self-driving car, visual inspection, etc. This set of AI called supervised learning just learns input to output or A to B mappings, but when you find the right application scenario, this can be incredibly valuable. Here is a graph showing how the amount of data is related to the performance of the AI. If you want the best possible levels of performance, then you need two things. One is having a lot of data. So that's why sometimes you hear about big data. Having more data almost always helps. And the second thing is you should be able to train a very large neural network. The rise of fast computers and specialized processors has enabled many companies to train a large amount of neural networks on a large amount of data in order to get a very good performance and drive business value. You may have heard that data is really important for building AI systems. Let's take a look at an example of a table of data, which we also call a dataset. If you are trying to figure out how to price houses that you are trying to buy or sell, you might collect a dataset like this. And this can be just a spreadsheet of data where one column is the area of house and the second column is the price of the house. So if you are trying to build an AI or machine learning system to help you set prices for houses or figure out if a house is priced appropriately, you might decide the size of the house as A and the price of the house as B. Have an AI system learn this A to B mapping. Now if we want to also collect data on number of bedrooms of this house, then A can be both of these first two columns and B can be just the price of the house. So given a data set, you can decide what is A and what is B. If you have a certain budget and you want to decide what is the size of the house you can afford, then you might decide input A as the price and the output as the first column. Here is another example of a dataset. If you want to build an AI to recognize cats in pictures, you might collect a dataset where input A is a set of different images and the output B are labels that says if it is a cat or not. Then let the system learn the pattern using AI. So data is important, but how do you get data? One way to get data is by manual labeling. For example, you might collect a set of pictures, then you go through these pictures and label each of them. By manually labeling each of these images, you now have a data set for building a cat detector. But you actually need hundreds of thousands of pictures. So another way to get a data set is from observing user behaviors or other types of behaviors. So for example, if you run a website that sells things online, you can observe the behavior of the users in buying product in different prices. So just through the act of either buying or not buying your product, you may be able to collect a data set like this, where you can store the user ID, time of visit, the price you offered, and whether they purchased it or not. We can also observe behaviors of other things such as machines. If you run a large machine in a factory and you want to predict if a machine is about to fail, then just by observing the behavior of a machine, you can then record a data set like this. Then you can apply A to B mapping. And the third way of acquiring data is to download it from a website or get it from a partner. One important thing to consider is that the fact that the data is messy. If you have a bad data, then the AI will learn inaccurate things. Here are some examples of data problems. Let's take a look at this data set. You can have incorrect labels or incorrect data, or data can also have missing values like this. There can be multiple types of data, which include images, audio, text, etc. These are types of data that humans find very easy to interpret. This is called unstructured data. The data sets like the one on the right is an example of structured data. You may also heard of deep learning. What is deep learning? If you want to predict house prices, you will have an input that tells the size of the house, number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, and whether it's newly renovated. One of the most effective ways to price houses given this input A would be to feed it to this thing here in order to have it output the price. This is called artificial neural network. What this does is it takes the input A and then output B, which is the estimated price of the house. These little circles are called artificial neurons. This big artificial neural network is just a big mathematical equation that converts the input A to output B, that is price. A neural network is a very effective technique for learning A to B mappings. The terms neural network and deep learning mean essentially the same thing. Neural networks were originally inspired by the brain, but the details of how they work are almost completely unrelated to how biological brains work. AI has many different tools. We discussed about machine learning and data science, deep learning or neural network. There are many other tools like unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning, knowledge graph, etc. But the most important tool are machine learning and data science and deep learning or neural networks. If we were to draw a Venn diagram showing how all these concepts are put together, this is what it might look like. AI is a huge set of tools for making computers behave intelligently. In AI, the biggest subset is the tools from machine learning. Also, it has other tools such as some of these listed in the bottom. The part of machine learning that's most important these days is neural network or deep learning, which is very powerful in carrying out supervised learning and some other things. Lastly, we can say that the data science is a cross-cutting subset of all these tools, but has some other separate tools as well. That's also a set of important problems in driving a business. So that was some of the basics of artificial intelligence technology. I hope you get a basic idea of how these technologies are related to each other. Thank you.